This is the MLW Radio Network. This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
Oh, man. It's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as of this recording, it is Friday, March 17th, 7:45 p.m. Sun's sort of kind of out.
A little bit.
It's St. Patrick's Day, and as of this recording, that is. I know you're listening to Monday or whenever you're listening to.
Yep.
The year 2023.
In the year of our Lord Jesus Christ.
That said, I got Irish cream in my coffee, and I have a Guinness, which I'm about to open right now because I want that motherfucker to get warm. So
Crack it open, brother.
We're going to have a little bit of a little drinky poo while we do this.
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
salmon it in 3, 2, 1.
It's gorgeous. Sounds fantastic. Yesterday was 3/16 day, so I drank my last Stone Cold beer in the fridge, so I cracked that sucker open and enjoyed that in the nice afternoon sun after work. We are here on Friday night. How was it? How was that delicious beer? It looked fantastic.
Very good. And you just reminded me of something. For most wrestling fans, 3/16 is the day of our Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Our Lord and Savior.
But that too. But also as a Van Halen fan, it's the birthday of Wolfgang Van Halen.
Ah.
So there's a guitar piece that Eddie used to play live. If you watch Van Halen live without a net, the guitar solo, he opens up with this like slow little blues type jam. He put it on the he eventually ended up putting it on the first day with the new mouth. He put it on the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge album, aka Fuck album. And he gave the name of the song 3/16 because his son Wolfgang was born March 16th.
Interesting.
So it's a dual celebration.
Yeah.
For me on
There it
March
is.
16th. A little Guinness kiss. I like Guinness. I'm Irish, but I'm a sentimental son of a bitch. My favorite uncle was my Uncle Frankie. And when we would get together, he would go down to the basement and get his secret stash of his personal stash of Guinness.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we would sit in the kitchen and drink Guinness together.
Wow.
And when he passed, I had a Guinness that he gave me. I drank that on the day of his funeral. It sits on my shelf. So
Wow.
anytime I have a little Guinness, I think of my Uncle Frankie. Miss him.
That's I was thinking of Guinness just now, and I was thinking about an Irish car bomb, which what used to be my drink of choice when I would go to the bar. When I was a younger goober, at the tender age of 17, we were taking shots at 151 in my cousin's basement on Bennington Street over there in Juniata Park. That was the way we would start the night. There's a little Philly nod for you. Spent way too many nights puking outside in the alleyway there. But after that, as I became more mature and more of an adult, I graduated to the Irish car bomb functions, and boy, that was talk about kicking me in the ass, man. That was the way to start the night. Are you an indulger? Are you a supporter of the Irish car bomb? And when was the last time you had one?
Oh, I could tell you exactly the last time I had one was we were in England. I was over in England for the first ever 1PW shows.
Oh, cool.
Back maybe 2005, maybe. And some guys were just having them. It was like, it's got to be 17 years ago, 18 years ago, maybe. You do the math. I'm lazy.
Hey.
But yeah, somebody had an open tab at the bar, and we all partook in it. So, like, sure, do you want Irish coffee? Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And that's probably the first and only night I've had. Well, I think I had him before that, but the last time I had it was in Doncaster, England, around 2005-ish. I'm not too much for the like I don't know if my alcoholic sea legs could handle such a thing now.
It's funny you said that. I was literally just thinking the same thing. I can recall the last time I had a car bomb it was 2010. It was actually St. Patrick's Day. I was at the Note and I was working the merch stand for CKY because they played the Note that night. And I don't remember if it was my buddy Kurt or one of the guys. Maybe it was Greg. Maybe it was Greg. Me. We were at the bar and I was like, oh well, it's St. Patrick's Day. Let's do a car bomb. And that was a really bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's like fuck, man. Because once I had started doing them. When you're drinking them for a while and you know how it is, like when you're younger, you have a much heavier tolerance for stuff and you can like party a lot longer. So
yeah.
I would, when I was with the Firehouse, we would go out to the bar and we'd have carbo. We'd do like 5 or 6 of them and be like, all right, now we're tuned up and ready to go for the night. And then here I am, a couple years later, I really hadn't drank like that in a long time. I do a car bomb and I'm like, fuck, I can't even see straight right now. I would be demolished, Meanie, if I had a car bomb right now. I don't even know if I'd be able to stand up.
Dude, yeah, those tasty alcohols are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
I went to the, I went to the, I went to the Motley Crue, Poison, Def Leppard concert over last summer. I met up with Lupus, the booger peaking moron from ECW, and we were tailgating. And it's like, oh, meet me over there. We'll have a couple drinks. And he's making these drinks called fucking Bob Marley's.
Oh, man.
And I was just like, oh, this is delicious. And they went down way too easy.
What was in them?
Before you know, I don't know.
Fuck. Look them up right now.
I don't know. It was fucking delicious. But before you know it, I'm being weakened at Bernie into the fucking stadium for the concert. My poor wife, Mrs. Meanie,
she's a saint.
And
she's a saint.
Yeah, there's a photo of me just sitting on a cooler, just in the mid-afternoon. I'm not too fucking proud of myself for that one, but
we've all been.
She said, I don't even know why they even let you in the stadium. You went through the metal detector and gave them $8 worth of quarters you had in your fucking pockets, and they just said, oh, yeah, you can go.
I can tell you why they let you in, because hashtag everybody loves Meanie. That's why. They were like, oh, that's the blue, we gotta let him in.
There's a guy, there's a dude I know, and he came up to me, and like we're talking, and I had no idea of anything. Like I was out of it, and he would... So we make our way to our seats, and Mrs. Meanie goes and buys a couple pretzels and some waters to fucking sober me up a little. And it's funny, I got my tickets through a buddy. I don't think he minds me saying Brett Porsche from MMR.
Yep.
And when he showed up, she said I sobered right the fuck up because, it's my thing,
Yeah.
I'm the believer you're a representative of those around you, like he got me the tickets. I'm in the seats he could have gave to anybody.
Yep.
I had to be on good behavior. Once he showed up, I was like, oh, I'm straight up.
I am here. I am ready to go.
I am present.
Yep.
And then I enjoyed the rest of the concert. And then Tracy informed me of like all the people I was talking to, and I had to text him, hey, dude, sorry, I was a little bit out of it, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is, as much as I was out of it, like before the concert, going into the concert, and I sobered up right around Poison.
Okay.
Because I don't know who was there before them, but I was up for Poison. Def Leppard was amazing.
Yeah.
And we left halfway through Motley Crue. I was like, because they were the headliners. I know getting out of there, it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
So we left. We walked up to Broad Street, took the subway down to Oregon Avenue, and walked down to McCusker's. And I walked in like fresh as a fucking daisy. And Dougie, the bartender, was like, "I'm amazed that you walked in."
Wow.
Just, after she told the story of, how I was how bombed I was. He's like, "You just walked in like fucking like the mayor, hey, how you doing?" Like, yeah, Meanie. I'm like Norm.
I was just going to say you're like Norm from Cheers. You got your own seat. I love it.
Yeah.
I found
there was another. I'm sorry.
I was going to say I found the recipe for the Bob Marley if you want to know.
Oh, yeah, please.
So you start with grenadine syrup, rum. They usually use coconut rum, pineapple juice, pineapple rum, blue curacao. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, you did.
And then they shake it up and they put it into a martini glass or cocktail glass, and you get fucked up.
Yeah, he was putting them in these. I don't know how. I don't even remember what he poured them in.
Jesus.
If I find the photo, I'm gonna have to. Give me 2 seconds.
I was gonna say because now I'm thinking about it. I want to pull up some of those pictures from that ill-fated CKY concert. I'm gonna put them on the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. We have tiers starting at just $10. Go and sign up today and join us and watch us record live. And you get to see all this fun shit here. We're going to do a post later for all of our fun St. Patrick's Day. Send it over to me, Meanie, and I'll post it in the group here.
No, I'm not posting it. I'll put it.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll put it up to the camera, and then I'll burn my phone so nobody else ever sees it again. I'm scrolling through like a couple months worth of photos here. I know he texted it me. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But hold on. Because I destroyed his friend's cooler too that I sat on.
Oh no!
I was like, hey, dude, I was sitting on it, and I guess I caved the fucking roof of it in. But then, and he sent me the photo. I was like, dude, if that guy wants me to replace his cooler, let me know.
Yeah,
I'll send him money. He's like, no. He's like, dude, I have a cooler that the Blue Meanie fucking demolished, so it was all cool. Oh, goddamn. I thought I had a photo.
Well, goddamn.
It's probably better off that I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good one here where I'm just like stupid shit-faced drunk from that night, and I am just obliterated. Oh, you know what? Here's me and Sam Krebs, the executive voice. I'll throw this one up here in a couple minutes. You guys and gals can enjoy that. Excuse me. Go to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. I don't even remember the last time, like I said, I've told the story before about being at my brother-in-law's house, but like we used to go to Whiskey Tango, and that was when like the Jaeger bomb shots were starting to get big. And there's another Philly now. This is gonna be full of Philly references tonight, y'all. But we used to go.
Hold on. Where was Whiskey Tango?
It was right on the edge of Philadelphia.
I know what you're talking about.
I
say there used to be another bar called Whiskey Dick's.
Oh, it's on Bustleton Avenue. That's where it was. I couldn't remember. It's at Bustleton and like Somerton, right there.
It used to be John. It used to be John's Boardwalk.
That bar.
Yeah, the bar. It used to be because a lot of mainstream bands would play there. Like Black Label played there once or whatever.
Oh wow!
Like Black Label played there, and I'm so pissed I didn't go to that one because the guys from Pantera showed up just for no reason.
Oh man, are you kidding?
So I was like, motherfucker.
That's crazy. Yeah, we used to
Dude, I was so pissed at myself.
I would have been pissed too if fucking Pantera showed up. If Dimebag and fucking Vinny showed up and I missed it. Fuck, man.
I was boys with a couple of guys in the band. They were like, oh man, you should have came out. The guys from Pantera showed up. I was like, what?
Run that by me one more time. What was that?
God damn it. I was supposed to go to I'm a big fan of the Van Halen. There was a 80s cover band. Well, not 80s. There was a Van Halen tribute band called the Atomic Punks. And when I was out in California, I was going to go see them. And the one night I didn't go see them, after their set, the Foo Fighters got up and did a surprise set in the club that holds maybe a couple hundred people. I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, my God, man. I hear about that shit all the time. Like John Mayer will just show up to like random clubs and just like jam.
Yeah.
Just pop in. Chappelle does that a lot. Like Dave Chappelle, the comedian, he'll just like pop in places, do a random set for no reason. It's like, oh my God, where the fuck am I for this shit? How come I can't see an acoustic John Mayer set in the middle of fucking John and Peters in New Hope?
Fucking
random fucking Tuesday.
Like a 20-minute car drive, I could have seen this. Just, God damn it.
Well, goddamn. If you've never had a Jaeger bomb before, it's a shot of, it's just like a car bomb. You take a shot of Jägermeister and you throw it into Red Bull. So basically you're like upping and downing at the same time. And it is fucking hell on wheels. I remember this one time, the last time I think I went to Whiskey Tango was in 2008 or early 2009. And we're at the bar. My buddy Mike, he's probably listening to this, my buddy Mike Jr., he is like an animal when it comes to us partying. And he would start the night with all these shots on the table. So I think I was at like my fifth one. And I'm feeling like sick to my stomach, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to make it if I take this. But I'm like, I don't want to like bitch out about it, So take the shot, So I took the shot and I threw it back. And immediately I went, I'll be right back. And I ran into the bathroom and fucking puked my brains out all over the toilet. And I was like, fuck, man. And I went back out and kept drinking. And I was good for the rest. Like I didn't catch a buzz. I just drank the rest of the night and I was fine. And it was the only time that ever happened to me in my life.
I know people give you that bullshit. It's like, there's no such thing as drinking yourself sober. Bullshit.
I've done it.
I've done it. I'm living fucking proof.
Yeah.
What were those shots? You said your buddy lined up a whole bunch of shots?
Oh, yeah. Like he would line up a bunch of like Jaeger bomb shots, or we would do a bunch of like, it would be Jaeger bombs, or it would be Goldschlager was another big one. Oh. And we used to also we would drink Sambuca. They would come by. Yeah. They would come by with this bottle of, it was probably this big, right? And fuck, man, we'd kill the bottle before we go to the bar. And I'm like, I can't even see straight right now. I don't even know, like, where are my legs?
Sambuca is another one, man. Like, there's some alcohols that you say them and you just get fucking flashbacks. You get fucking chills. Dude, shout out to my boy, Julian Bradley, a.k.a. Chris Crude. He was running shows out in, him and our mutual buddy, Reale, were running shows in Wisconsin. And, it was special because, like, I was like, man, I want to do your show, but that weekend's, Mrs. Meanie's birthday. So we brought Mrs. Meanie out. We did the first night show. We go back to the bar. And I was just doing shit to pop the boys. Like, I would go up and order a pitcher of beer and just walk around and drink out of the fucking pitcher of beer. Like, no glass. Like, and like later on, there's this YouTuber, Justin Wang. He was a heavy metal guitar player for, oh my God, The World We Knew. The band. Tommy Dreamer was friends with this band, The World We Knew, and they were touring, and they were in the area, so they came by, and Justin was playing guitar, and he's got this like really popular YouTube channel where he talks about YouTube, like internet history, like urban legends, all this shit. But he's got another thing where he's got a secondary page where he records himself playing video games, and he tells the story about how he showed up and, me, Dreamer, all these guys were there. And he's like, yeah, the fucking Blue Meanie. He was just ordering pitchers and was drinking from the pitchers. But then Julian, wanted to do like the Ric Flair challenge.
Oh God.
Ordered a tray of kamikazes.
Oh no.
Like a fucking tray of kamikazes. And it became like, it was like a fucking contest to see who could do as many shots of kamikazes, right?
Oh my God, man.
So next thing you know, people are taking selfies with me. I'm weekend at Bernie and at the fucking back of the bar. Like people are taking selfies with me. I'm like, they're like,
just drooling on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to be cool. Nash is there. Kevin Nash is there. He's got his bottle of wine. And the bar closes down. We all try to go out and sit on the patio. And I'm trying to be cool. And Mrs. Meanie was there. She's like, Blue Meanie, you're embarrassing me in front of Kevin Nash. And And then the next day, the next show, Nash walks in. He says hi to Mrs. Meanie and looks at me and goes and puts his two hands. He goes like like this fucking guy. It's like all right.
I'm sorry, Big Daddy Cool, Mr. Cool. I'm sorry.
Yes, I love Nash.
He's fucking great. I'm telling you, man. The coolest
cool as fuck.
The coolest interaction I've had with a wrestling anybody was Hall and Nash. And it was the one moment that sticks out in my mind forever. In Monroeville, we were outside of Pittsburgh, and I told this story on our Scott Hall episode. And my older brother has like no fear. He's Matt from Dover. I mentioned him on the show. Walks right up to Scott Hall and starts talking to him. And Scott starts a conversation with him. So that me and my other brother David, we walk up. And then Nash should like come back. I guess he was getting something to drink or going to the restroom. And hey, Kev, let's check. And he brings Kevin Nash over to this conference. The five of us are literally talking for probably, I would say, 10 to 15 minutes. The security guard comes over. He tries to like shush it. And Scott Hall was like, no, man, they're fine. They're with me. No, they're good. They're not bothering us. Kev, are they bothering you? No, they're not bothering. And it was like, we just sat there and talked. So then when we got, we went in for the group picture. Hey, it's our buddies. It was just like, it's one of those moments where it was like, you just felt like you were just like the most important person in the room. And that was what I took away from both Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. It was just the coolest fucking day ever. But, I'm sure I would put myself in a position like that too if I'm drinking that many kamikazes. Like, I don't even, holy shit.
There's some alcohol. You just hear it and your fucking butthole twitches.
Yep. Sky Vodka. That's the one for me. In high school, after I graduated, we used to drink Sky Vodka at my buddy Jeff's house. And we would sit in his garage and we'd be eating peanuts because his mom used to sell like peanuts and like snacks and shit to different bars. She's a distributor. So, of course, we were assholes. We would crack them open and eat them. And I drank so much fucking vodka
Eating
that
the profits.
I'm out in the backyard just fucking puking my brains out. I can't eat honey roasted peanuts still to this day because of it. Like, as soon as I smell it, I'm like, I can't even, Fuck.
Dude, you said Goldschlager, and I audibly went,
oh, my God. Goldschlager used to fucking rip me apart, dude.
Dude, it's so cool. Look, there's little gold flakes in there, man. Look at that. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm. That gold's going to look great coming up in the toilet.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, look at all the gold specks in my puke. I'll give myself credit, though. I don't really puke that much. I really don't bark at my shoes that often when it comes to booze.
I hate barking at my shoes.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. First time I heard that was
oh my God.
When Kid Chris was in Philly on YSP. We went to like this private thing with Zach. I know Zach, and I just went just to hang out, and Zach's drinking Heinekens and all this stuff.
Mm.
And all of a sudden you hear fucking Zach Wild pukes all over the floor.
Oh my God.
And bids it adieu and walks out the back. And then as soon as he leaves, everybody starts taking selfies with his vomit.
What the fuck?
But the next day on Kid Chris, they're like, Kid Chris, I gotta give him credit. He coined the phrase, fucking Zach was barking at his shoes, or barking at his shoes, and then he fucking left. Just
oh my God, man. I think
the last time I puked was probably when the Eagles were in the playoffs. I fucking tailgated.
Recently?
And it was, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The day of the Niners game.
Oh, man.
That's another one where I had like an Easter, like I drunk an Easter where, you're dead and then you come back to life like Hulk Hogan, like just,
just fucking.
Yeah.
You're pointing your finger at the toilet, brother. We're not doing this today.
Yeah, fucking, went tailgating, hung out with Richard Christie for a little bit, and then we went back to McCuskers, drank a little bit there, and then conked for a second, and then like had my Hulk Hogan come back and went to Broad Street, came back. And when we came back from Broad Street, my buddy Sean brought a bottle of champagne.
Oh, man.
And we're like guzzling this fucking bottle of champagne on fucking Broad and Chunk. I get back to the bar and I'm just like, excuse me. And I go, excuse me. Excuse me.
Like you just go through a fucking movie theater. Excuse me, pardon me.
Yeah. I'm like fucking Bill Murray fucking scurrying through a crowd of fucking, coming through. Get to the bathroom and I'm fisting the fucking toilet just.
The visual of that is just fucking amazing, man. That is so fucking funny.
I was like Fred fucking Astaire, just dancing my way, weaving my way through the fucking crowd of people in McCuskers. I'm literally pulling the toilet from this foundation. It's just fucking.
It's just holding his feet up and feet are coming up in the air, kicking the door. Oh my god, man, that is hilarious.
The Romanian judge gave me a 10 on the fucking on the dismount from the fucking toilet. I was just literally doing a handstand.
Oh my god, that is amazing. Holy shit, man.
Brutal.
When was the last time I remember puking? So I'm going to ask you one more specific Philly question about
Oh,
St.
yeah.
Patrick's Day, but the last time I remember puking like that was, I think it was my 25th birthday. Courtney and I that was the year that Courtney and I had gotten together. And I'm Mrs. Goober. And she had set up a surprise party for me at, where the fuck was it? It was Dave & Buster's on the Delaware River there. And I get there and all my friends are feeding me shots and everything's good. And then I think we were supposed to go back to the Note because Novak had set something up for us up there. And one of my friends that we were with was like, no. She's like, let's go over to the river deck instead, which is like right next door to it.
Yeah.
So we go there. It was a bad fucking idea. First things first, my buddy Scott gets kicked out of the bar. He's so wasted, he pulls his pants down and starts pissing into the Delaware River from the fucking, from the deck, right?
Remind me, I have a story for you after that, but go ahead.
And Scott's just pissing off the deck into the water, and I'm looking for him because, he's like one of my close friends. And I'm like, where the fuck is Sparks at? Where did he go? And I can see him. He was probably like my height. He was like 5'6", bald-headed dude. 2 bouncers under one arms, and they're just like holding him like this. And he's like, come on, man, what the fuck? His pants are around his ankles. I'm like, what did he do? And my buddy Greg comes over with this cup of rum. And I asked him for a rum and Coke, and he basically paid the bartender to just fill it up with rum. So Courtney's like, all right, you're flagged. You're done. We get in the car. We get almost all the way back on 95 to the Westchester exit, and I fucking puke out the side of the window. But the people in the back had their window down, so when I puked out the window, the fucking wind whipped it back into the car. So everybody's just like blanketed in fucking vomit. Oh, it was horrible. Oh my God, I'm like rolling around in the dirt outside, out back of the place I was renting at the time, and I was just like totally fucked up. But I just remember just being like, you're just like laying there at some point. I'm like, fucking whipping back. They're like, please stop.
Swearing that you're never going to do that again until next week.
I'm never doing this again. And then I fucking had a cheeseburger the next day, and I was fine, and I was ready to go back out and go rally again.
Well, that's the best thing to do. Like after a night of drinking, the best thing you do is just eat the greasiest piece of shit food you could do. Eat just to sop that shit up and make your stomach bad. Or like the formula Mrs. Meanie has got me into is just get a large like fountain cola.
Oh,
there's something about the syrup in that they use for the fountain drinks that just. This isn't science. This isn't medical fact. No. It just works for us.
Yeah.
Something in that syrup just calms your stomach down from a night of fucking boozing. And then, or that, or just, I'll drink a thing of fucking Pedialyte or something like that.
That's what I've been going to. That's what I've been going to recently, like the past 5 or 6 years. If I do go out and get tuned up, I'm getting Pedialyte or something. Or they have the Gatorade hydration. I'll grab one of those. Fuck, man. Give me 12 hours and I'm ready to rally again, dude. Let's do it.
Well, back to the story you reminded me of. There's ECW just sitting around with Jack Victor, and he tells me a fucking story of Bill Watts in Mid-South was having a cookout on like probably the 4th of July or whatever, had all the boys over, for a cookout. Now, nowhere, fucking Dick Murdoch walks over to the side of Bill Watts' pool, takes out his dick and starts pissing into the pool.
Oh my God.
Bill Watts go, damn, yo, Murdoch, what are you doing? He's like, hey, fuck it, I help pay for this pool. I gotta take a piss.
Everybody get out of the pool right now. Dick's being.
Yeah. There's also that old joke. He's like a guy staying in a motel. Security comes to the door, goes, sir, we have to ask you to leave. He's like, why? He's like, we caught you peeing in the pool. He's like, everybody pees in the pool. He's like, yeah, not from the high dive.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I was thinking as we're talking about all this fun Irish Philadelphia stuff, I was thinking about the classic Philadelphia St. Patrick's Day event. Of course, I'm referring to the Shamrock Shuttle. Were you ever a partaker in the Shamrock Shuttle?
No. And I say this as I'm about to go to Dublin, Ireland, and do a 6-hour fucking mountain tour through Ireland of the pubs. But I've never been a real big bar crawl person.
Yeah.
Like, if I go to a place and the vibe is good, why leave?
Yeah.
I never understood. And that's like basically Northeast Philly, right?
That's all through. I don't even know if they do it anymore. I know I went in, I think it was like 2008. Everything happened in 2008. And I went with my buddy Kurt. And we went through, I think we didn't get on like the bus, but we like followed a bunch of people that were like, obviously dressed up. And I'm pretty sure I saw the paint, or what do they call him? Saint or John the Baptist there. And I mean, if you didn't see John the Baptist in Philadelphia, like, what are we doing here? And we went to Reale's, which was the bar that we used to go to, which is right down there in the Northeast. And then from Reale's, we went to Sheffield. And at some point, I have a photo in my archives of Kurt with his hand in puke holding a $20 bill. And it was like this huge pile of vomit. And I have no recollection of why. I have to ask him, Kurt, if you're listening, you can let me know and I'll answer it next week. I have no recollection as to like why he's holding up money, why his hand is in vomit outside of a bar. But yeah, we would go to Reale's and we'd hang out there. But yeah, they like jump around all like the Patty Wax and all the different bars that are in the Northeast. But I just, I went one time with my brother. It was like 2014 or 2015, my little brother David. And it was like, we had a good time, but everybody was so fucking drunk. Like, it's 3:00 in the afternoon and people are already shit-faced puking on the bus. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? We have like 12 more bars to go to. Finally, we got to the point where, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Finally, we got to the point where it was like, we got off at Patty Wax down on, I think it was not the one that's on the boulevard. There's another one that, down in maybe Cotman. And, we were like, you know what? We're done. Like, we're tapped. I don't want to be around these, like, cause you know how it is. Like, Philly is specific for their drunks on events, right? And you know how it is, man. Like, and if you've ever partied in Philly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's always somebody that's fighting somebody, and the girlfriend with the too much makeup is trying to pull him off, and it's just like somebody's crying, and there's at least 12 people vomiting somewhere. I just don't have time for this shit. I'm like, I'm done, man. No. I'm out of here.
Yeah, and a night like tonight, all the amateur alcoholics are out. Just looking for a fight, and it's like, I think I'll stay home. But I mean, tonight would have been a good night to go to McCusker's too. But tomorrow we're going to Icon, so it's like, got early morning. So we'll do the podcast. Go home. Well, I'll go downstairs. Oh, I'm home. We'll go downstairs, have some dinner, and call it an early night. Where when younger years, I was all gung ho. Yeah. I mean, I used to like I never went to Kildare's or any of the bars. Like I said, the Note was not an Irish bar. So, but Kildare's that's in Westchester.
It's in Westchester, yeah. So the Note's not there anymore, but that was Bam's bar, and that was at the end of Market Street. But right on the middle of Gay Street is Kildare's. That's the big Irish bar in town. Right. And for years, I don't know if they still do this, but for years, you used to not be able to just walk in and go. You used to have to you had to like make reservations almost, or like sign up to get into the bar. And even now, we have buddies. My buddy Nick was posting earlier, and he was like, there's lines already out the door to get into Kildare's. And I'm like, that place is a fucking sweat box. I don't want to be anywhere near that place.
Yeah, the new place, Xfinity Live.
Oh, God.
Dude, like when I was going down the tailgate for the Eagles games, for the Giants and the 49ers games, there's a fucking line down fucking Patterson Ave just to get in the place.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? What is the allure of waiting to go in and wait? Like, how do you even get drunk in a place like that when you're in the line?
Well, first of all, it's like $12 beers, right?
No.
And then you have to wait for 30 minutes. So like by the time you get to the bar, and then it's like my experience, I went there for a bachelor party one time, and you're at the bar, and then you're buying beers for everybody, but you're like, okay, well, I just spent $108 on beer, and now I got to walk back, and I only have like 2 beers to keep me going. Now you have to send someone else to go get beer. And it's just like, the later the night goes, the more people are in line, the less you're going to be able to get in there. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? I never have fun at those kinds of bars, man. Like, we used to do Buckhead's a lot, which was down on the other side of Northeast. We used to do Finnegan's Wake was another one we used to go to. When I was younger, like, it was like, all right, because I was with my buddies and shit, but it was like, as I got old, like, as time went on, I was like, I don't want to fucking be here. This is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things that I was way into, like, in my 20s, early 30s, is, like, not even appeasing now. Like, I have friends who are in cover bands, most notably Bonehead, and oh my God, what's the other one? Maybe Split Decision. And like, we would go see them and it'd be awesome, but then it's just like, you get older, and like the idea of being elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder with total strangers.
Yeah.
And just watching, I mean, I like watching bands, but just like this in that environment, it's just like, you know what? This isn't for me anymore. So like, thank God, I got McCuskers where I could just go there.
Yeah.
Pull up a seat to the fucking bar, fucking take out my phone and just, scroll and sip some suds. And that, the crew there, they got a really good jukebox there, or, Dougie's always playing something good on his Pandora mix or whatever. But like, we were in there, Saturday, and people were just fucking jamming on the jukebox, like old Metallica, all this shit. Yeah, that's more for me. I'll go to I'd rather go to a bar, belly up to the bar, and listen to some good tunes.
That's like Jake's Bar is like that in Westchester. You can still get like drafts for $1. And Rigtown Pizza is literally right next door. It's on Matlack Street. It's a fucking Westchester institution. If I'm going to the bar, I'm going to fucking go there. Because at least I know it's not going to be crazy packed. Yeah, there might be some bros there, but it's not going to be crazy like the way Barnaby's is. I'll never fucking go to Barnaby's again. I won't fraternize in that place after what happened to Ryan Dunn. But they like Jake's Bar. It's the best. We used to go there. You used to take a roll of quarters. You go there and get shit-faced drunk. You walk home, and they have some Rigtown pizza afterwards.
Oh my God! Yeah,
and you can take the pizza into the bar because they don't serve food, but they've been connected for so many years. Like, yeah, just bring your pizza over, and so you go in and buy all kinds of shit for people. It's a great time.
McCuskers is like that, where they used to do food. They have a kitchen, and they're like, it became to be too much when you got one bartender on and somebody orders food, and you got to go back and forth. Hey, if you want to order something, bring something in and eat it. Feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're buying the booze anyway. You might as well, sit there and eat it, eat. But, fucking, what was I going to say? What were you just saying? You reminded me of something. I forgot what it was.
I was just thinking about a story one of the times I went to Kildare's, I was just thinking about a story there when I was with Bam. And, we were sitting on the back deck, and it was the two of us for some reason. I don't know why it was just the two of us. And, we were sitting around talking. He was sitting talking to some girl. I don't know what he was doing Bam things. And I'm listening. Like, I'm kind of just sitting there with my beer, like kind of like up against a pole, right? And I hear this woman talking behind me, and she's like, oh my God, no one can see me, right? No one can see me, right? And her boyfriend's like, no, you're good, hon. Okay. And I see it like corner of my eye, like, you're like peripheral. She's fucking pulling her pants down. And I'm going, okay, what's happening, right? So she pulls her fucking pants down and literally pisses all over the deck, all over the one wooden pole, all over the deck. And I'm just standing there and I'm going, bam, bam. And he's not like, he's, doing his, And I'm like, she's like, fucking just like, I'm gonna piss on the deck, right? And she's going, oh my God, I'm so glad nobody saw me. And I turned around and went, I saw you. That was disgusting. And I walked back and I was like, bam, what the fuck, man? Like, where were you? You could have been, we could have still, got mileage out of this for years. And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm going home. Like, I can't be here right now. This is not what I want to do. So, it's fucking horrible, man. I hate that place. I fucking hate that place. Meanie!
Yeah, cause.
What?
I have to interrupt the program real fast. This is a public service announcement.
Let's do it.
Our friends at Manscaped now have beard products and is even going further with the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. Go ahead and tell the world the leaders in the below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary grooming products. The new Weed Whacker 2.0 and their new beard line confirms they have all the best tools in your hygiene toolbox. Time for you to upgrade your game by going to manscaped.com and using promo code MindMeanie for 20% off plus free shipping. And Meanie, I have to tell you, the Beard Hedger Pro Kit and the Weed Whacker 2.0 have helped me with my beard line. I feel like my face is looking a little chunky these days. I got my lines cut up real nice. I got everything blended really well together here, and it's really helped boost me. How has it helped you with your current mustachioed face?
Well, let me tell you, my friend, I am known for my beard, being the blue guy here. And, Manscaped is doing a fantastic job. They've kept me looking good from the waist down for so long, but now from the neck up, I am looking great with this great beard trimmer.
And I'll tell you what, you have to meet the Beard Hedger Pro Kit is the ultimate package that makes it easier than ever to craft your signature look just like the Blue Meanie. Or if you want to look like me, you can. I wouldn't suggest that, but you could if you wanted to. It all starts with the cordless electric Beard Hedger. The Beard Hedger is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency. That's what she said. That brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. Also what she said. Wow, they've really laid me up here, Meanie. This waterproof cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. This includes Manscaped's beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm to moisturize, style, and shimmer your new beard. Plus, the kit has 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors. With a nice beard, your face is going to feel perfectly groomed. Right, Meanie? Wrong. You need to keep an eye on those tough-to-trim ears and nose hairs, which we both know I stare at while I'm recording because I'm like, holy crap, I forgot to cut them today. But I won't forget any more, sir, with the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0, which offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with a no-tugging guarantee. It's never been so painless to mind your manholes. Now that you have your face looking great, you must try Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 for the full groomed body experience. Your significant other will be delighted to see you covering all the bases, if you know what I mean. I know Courtney's excited to see Little John and the East Side Boys trimmed up very well. I'm sure Mrs. Meanie enjoys the views as well. Don't forget, go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code MindMeanie. That's 20% off plus free shipping by going to manscaped.com and use promo code MindMeanie. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped, and as always, we thank them for sponsoring the program.
Oh, man.
Westchester bars, man, I'm telling you.
But, I'm just, you said something earlier, and it just fucking reminded me of something, and that's going to drive me up a wall because, oh my God, something about, oh my God. Oh, well, just a brain fart. CTE, brother.
No, this is great. Like, this has been we haven't really talked about this and shared, like, traded war stories, if you will.
Yeah.
I used to be a party animal, man. I did. I used to have a great time and
oh,
yeah.
You're talking about the fucking place with the pizza place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I used to go to a place on South Street called Mako's.
Yeah,
and it's right next to Lorenzo's.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, like they would have like $1 PBR nights.
Oh man.
And it was like the 16 ounces. and you go in there with like $10 and you're good. And this is like before Mrs. Meanie days. It's like newly single Blue Meanie days. And just go in there. My boy Mikey Prima Donna was the DJ playing metal, listen to, and then the bartender would what's that liquor that's German sounding?
It's a Jägermeister Goldschlager.
Jaeger. The bartender would have Mikey hit Danzig's Mother, and he would that was his cue. Like he did this every Thursday. He would get up in the bar, and he did this. He would buy his own bottle just to do this fucking gimmick, where he'd get up in the bar with the bottle of Jaeger and just pour it down people's throats, and you're just. Again, I was young meanie, and he would just do that, and then after they closed down, you go next to Loretto's to get a slice, and amazingly find yourself home somehow with a pizza box on the floor. Just fucking one time, I went out with a bunch of guys. I forget where we went to the Penn East over in fucking Jersey. Again, to see, I think it was to see Split Decision. Bunch of us dudes. And then, the next day I wake up in the lounge chair. I have a fucking 2-foot Wawa hoagie on my lap.
Oh. Go ahead.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, where did I get this? And there's a fucking tomato on my fucking shirt. So I just pick up the tomato and fucking eat it and have the rest of the sandwich throughout the day.
That reminded me of a story. We went to Whiskey Tango. Me and Mike Jr. Shout out to Mike Jr. for being the star of most of my insane bar stories too. We were there and we were, picking up women. And there was a bunch of girls that he knew, and there was one girl that I've been trying to hook up with. I'd seen her a couple of times or whatever. This is pre, Mrs. Goober. And we were shit-faced drunk. Shit-faced. There was a certain point, I don't remember. I remember finally hooking up with this girl and be like, oh, awesome. Now, this is great. And then they invited us all back to a house party. I remember getting to the house. I don't remember how we got there. I don't remember how Junior got there. And the next thing, I went in and went to take a leak, and I sat down on the sofa, and I woke up the next morning. It was similar to you, not a hoagie, but I had a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos on my left-hand side and a bottle of water. And I was literally sitting there sleeping, right? And I'm sitting there, and Junior is violently shaking me. Come on, dude, we got to get up. We got to get up. We got to get out of here. Why? He was I got to go pick up my son. Oh, my God, what time is it? Where are we? He's it's 7:30. He's I was supposed to be there a half an hour ago. I was fuck. So we get outside, and his car is parked out there, and the keys are in the ignition. It's Mike, how did we get here last night? He's I don't know. We're looking around. We're in Montgomery County. We're about an hour from where we had to be. I'm Mike, what happened here last night? How did we get here? He's I didn't drive. He's I know I didn't drive. And we never figured out the mystery of how we got to this house, but I remember having a half-eaten bag of fucking Cool Ranch Doritos on one side and a bottle of water. I was well, at least I came prepared. Now I have breakfast.
And that's when the guy comes in and goes, aliens.
The big fucking, Giorgio Sokalis, I think is his name, right?
Yeah,
the aliens. Yeah. No, I love trading war stories like this. Is fun. It gives me an opportunity to talk about something in the past here, which is fun. But it was, dude, it was fun, man. It was fun while it lasted. We didn't hurt anybody. We never did anything illegal. At least I know maybe my friends did, but I know I never did anything crazy. I was always the one that was trying to calm everybody down when everybody was fighting. It's let's just have a good time, guys. Let's enjoy ourselves.
The only thing we heard is our own pride. I'm not drunk.
I'm fine. I can drink more. I'm good. I feel like barking at our shoes is probably the name of this episode, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to write that down right now before I forget. Shout out to the Pod Squad is here with us listening to our drinking stories. If you have any you want to share with us too, tweet us at Mind of the Meanie and let us know. We're always down to talk about it. But Meanie, I do have a question for you in the spirit of a Philadelphia St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, of course.
I have a question for you.
What's that?
Would you like to ask Meanie?
I would love to.
It's time to ask me anything.
Ask me something.
Don't forget, tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on this program. This recording, you may hear them. I got one here from Andy Schlichter, Pod Squad member.
Schlichter!
So, Meanie, I'm playing in a hockey tournament at the end of April, and guess who's running it? Mark Madden. Do you have any interactions with the former WCW personality and Philly hating Mark Madden?
I like Mark. Mark's a polarizing individual. I get it. But, you know, every interaction that I've had with Mark Madden in person has been great. And, you know, when I was in ECW, he would come to ECW shows just to hang out. And once or twice, I think he mentioned me on the WCW hotline or something like that. I think I made a joke about Sting and the wrestler Sting and Bryan Adams. And I said, all they need is a wrestler named Rod Stewart, and they could do a all for one for all fucking parody or something like that. He popped us hard. He mentioned that. But, yeah, I like Mark. He's a good guy. He's interesting. He's been out there and doing Pittsburgh radio for forever, it seems. And he parlayed that into a gig in WCW for a little bit, and we're fine. We're cool.
Mark and Dryden wants to know, what do you two think about this report from Dear Uncle Dave stating that AEW wrestlers are unhappy and don't want to be there?
So, like, is it like the whole crew, or is it certain people?
I've only really heard, honestly, like, to be completely fair, y'all, anything that comes out of Dave's mouth, I typically ignore. Like, I'm not trying to be like a telephone tough guy here or anything, but like,
Right.
I don't take anything the guy says it any farther than like superficial value. Just because he's been wrong so many times, I tend not to listen to it.
The fact that he's putting something negative out there about AEW.
That was the only thing I was going to say, though, was the fact that he's usually pretty on point with AEW.
Look, it's and you know, he probably isn't being paid by AEW. Everybody's like, oh, the way he's sucks their dick, he's got to be on the fucking payroll, right? But
yeah.
not anytime he puts something out bad about AEW, they're like, oh, what did the check bounce? Not my words. That's what I read.
We read it on Twitter. Well, here, I have some quotes here to give you some color and context on this.
Please. This is new to me. I haven't heard this.
So apparently there was a promo on this week's Dynamite by Darby Allin. And Darby Allin was talking about how there's a bunch of guys in the background and in the locker room that complain on Twitter, and they don't want to be there. So that's what he's referring to. Dave is referring to here. So this is a quote from Dave. With the whole thing of Darby Allin talking about, quote, all these guys complain, all these guys want to leave, unquote, and everything like that. Okay, that's true. But to talk about it on your own television show, basically by doing that, you're telling people you're the secondary company. We've seen this since May when this really started happening, and it's done the company no good. There's people who don't want to be there and signed contracts because they didn't think WWE wanted them. And then they had some people have the WWE attitude coming in, and some people don't. Some people from WWE are tremendous assets to the company, and some people have been anything but that, and it's a case-by-case basis. Mm-hmm. And he's also said recently that AEW fans have lost interest in the promotion, which maybe, I guess that's maybe more of a broader question. Like, I'm surprised to hear Dave saying things like this.
Yeah, and you know what? There's something to that just because, AEW first came out. I was like, man, I got to watch AEW. And like lately, it's just like I could watch AEW or I could just scroll through YouTube and look for video clips of things that amuse me. Just AEW came in with, look, and this isn't a knock on AEW. I want more wrestling. I want all the wrestling in the world. to be happening. More wrestling, the better it is for wrestlers.
Agreed.
I just wish the product was as intriguing as it used to be. And it's like the new girlfriend, right? You know, you get into a new relationship and your new girlfriend's the most beautiful woman in the world. And then like a year goes by and you start noticing, you know, certain things that bother you that you might have overlooked the first time. And in some ways, maybe that's it. Maybe the luster's off the shine's off the diamond or whatever. And I used to watch AEW a lot, and now it's just like, you know.
There was a part of me that did. I enjoyed it when it started. There was something that was different about it. I've enjoyed Cody Rhodes' stuff from when he was on the Indies. So I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing him back in a major promotion. And I thought it was cool. You know, again, I'm of the mindset of the more the merrier. The more that it's available for people, the better this is going to be. But I'll tell you, man, and I'll be honest with you. I watched Dynamite this past Wednesday. And I watched, you know, the Outcast segment. I couldn't connect with that in any way. And then they had the trios match with the House of Black. I'm a big Malachi Black fan. I love Aleister Black, Malachi. I love everything he does.
Yep, me too.
It was the House of Black, the Elite, and the Jericho Appreciation Society. And there was just, like, before the match even started, people were going, "This is awesome," and "Holy shit!" And it's like they haven't even like done anything yet. Like this does like, and it's just for whatever reason, it was just really hard for me to connect to this specific match. And that's just my opinion. I'm not knocking anybody in the match. Like don't drag me on Twitter. But I found myself recently really having a hard time connecting with the product. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I really enjoyed the CM Punk things that he was doing. I love FTR. But, you know, Punk's not on TV anymore. FTR is rarely on TV anymore.
Yeah.
I say all of those things to say that as I poke my finger into the microphone, Tony's got a real problem with a lot of the stuff that's happening with these people who are talking on Twitter. You know, a lot of the complaints of the company are coming publicly.
Is there an instance of, like, who said anything on Twitter? Because I am clueless to that.
That is something I'm trying to figure out, too, as well. I've been trying to just try to find stuff. I don't know if there's, like, maybe I don't think he was talking about Big Swole, but I think there might be some folks who are maybe on the Rampage end of things. Which, again, like, Tony basically referred to Rampage as, like, the secondary show. And it was like, what are you doing? Like, why would you, you know, he basically, something to the effect of, if they're a higher talent on the card, they're not going to be on Rampage. It's like, why would you come out and say that? That's not something that you should be saying as a promoter. But, again, me, the fan who's never promoted. But, I don't know. I do feel like there is a softening or a cracking of some sort happening. I know there was some controversy about Jon Moxley recently because he was having to do a live show or a house show with AEW in Canada. He had to cancel a European appearance, and I think there was some kerfuffle about that as well, because Moxley signed not to have to do house shows. I don't know what it is, but I think I don't know. I think it's just a matter of Tony just having trouble being the boss and being friendly with people.
Yeah.
And I think that happens in business a lot. Like, that took me a long time to learn in my shoe job, right? Like, once you're the supervisor, once you're the boss, you can't be homies with everybody. That's not how it works, right? And I think he has a problem with that. And that's not a knock at him, because I hear nothing but really wonderful things about the guy.
He's a great guy.
But about as far as business is concerned, I think that is an Achilles heel for him. But I'm glad you said that, because I've been feeling the same way about it recently. And I'm also, conversely, I'm concerned about, like, what happens when the Bloodline storyline wraps up. You know, like, where does WWE pivot after that? Like, what do they stake their claim on? Because there's a lot of stuff that still isn't, like, really all that great there either. But I don't know. Any other thoughts on that?
The Bloodline thing is the best thing in wrestling right now. And WWE, and I'm not, like, by saying, you know, it's hard watching AEW, it's hard watching WWE a little bit too.
Right.
You know, just, you know, there's things I'll skim through to watch, and there's some things where I'm just like, oof.
Yeah.
Fast, that's why I DVR it and watch it later and just
Skim.
Skim. And, definitely watch the Bloodline stuff. But maybe it's just one of those things with wrestling. It's I hate saying that out loud. I hate being perceived as being negative, but it's, and I'm not saying it's horrible. It's just not interesting.
Yeah. It's a creative problem across the board with wrestling in general, I think. Its Impact is like that too. And, a Ring of Honor was like that for a while before Tony picked it up. I think it's a wrestling thing. I don't think it's necessarily an AEW. I don't think it's exclusive to AEW, I think is where I'm getting with that. Gary from Rock Solid Production says, hey, yo, when Scott Hall was brought into ECW in the year 2000, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2000, was there ever any talk of bringing the bad guy in to either be a part of the Blue World Order or feud with the Blue World Order? Hashtag fly Eagles fly.
Well, yeah, the Blue World Order was well over by then. That was year 2000. And Stevie wasn't there. Nova was there, but then I wasn't really the Blue Meanie. They were calling me the Blue Boy, which I hated.
Ugh.
I was Skinny Meanie. So I wasn't really the Blue World Order. There really couldn't be a Blue World Order,
right?
In 2000, and it was just a 2-shot deal, just to have Scott in, have some fun, have him work with some different talent, and give them the rub. But it definitely would have been cool, had he somehow, if there's some way to magically have him appear, during that era. But he was with WCW. But yeah, 2000, there's clearly no way to have a BWO reunion.
And the last question we have here today, Yo Meanie.
Yo, cause.
From the Veterans with Benefits podcast. I have to be careful with the name of this steak shop in Philadelphia. The name used to start with a C,
right.
And it is now called Joe's Steaks. I won't say the name because, well,
Right.
Have you ever been there? This was my family's favorite place.
Very good cheesesteaks. It's Joe's now, right?
Joe's now. Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Been there maybe twice because it's in the Northeast, a little bit of a hike.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I've been in the area, stop in and grab a couple sandwiches. Yeah, it's been a while, but I remember it being very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there once or twice as a kid. It was fantastic. I liked it. You can't really ever go wrong with a cheesesteak in the Northeast unless you find like one of those upscale joints that's like not really real.
Right.
You can really find kind of anything great down there.
Yeah.
Pod Squad member Vanessa has one last question for us. Hey, Meanie, is that red chair behind your head new?
New to the room, probably. It's a Spectrum chair. I got a WrestleMania 15 chair over here, this shoulder. And I got a Spectrum chair over this shoulder, so fairly new.
Noish.
I went to, after like the final event at the Spectrum, which I went to, was Pearl Jam played the last concert at Spectrum. They then had a thing like on super early Saturday morning where if you spent $10, you go in the Spectrum and keep whatever you could walk out with. And I went in there and I left with like 4 Spectrum chairs.
Lucky.
And 4 Spectrum chairs, and I put them on an office chair to wheel them up the fucking ramp. And the thing that sucks is you're limited to 4. So I was like, fuck. So I got 4 Spectrum chairs, and I was like, you know what? Let me bring it in here, make it part of the background.
I love it.
For the Mind of DeMeanie studio.
Love it, man. And we love the Pod Squad. Vanessa also said, I just wanted to say how thankful I am for Meanie, Adam, and the Pod Squad community. We are thankful for you because without you, this show doesn't happen. So thank you, Vanessa, and thank you to the Pod Squad, and thank you to our listeners who tune in each and every week. But Meanie, I want to make sure people know, if I may, where can people find you on social media?
If you would like to follow me on all forms of social media, that's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Blue Meanie BWO. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. I know we're talking a lot about alcohol this show, and if you want to get an official McCuskers t-shirt, my favorite bar, we now have them up at prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. You can also, if you want to support Mine of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mine of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code MEANIE or use coupon code MIND and save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. Shout out to Ron Hicks. He's doing an amazing job over there. MadCatBeerCare.com. Go over to MadCatBeerCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce. My boy Josh Thornton is doing an amazing job over there. All the proceeds go to take care of the feral cats. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, and makes the kitties feel way better. This coming April 7th and 8th, Squared Circle Expo in Indianapolis, Indiana. Myself and Nova will be there with a loaded lineup. So if you want to see who else is going to be there April 7th and 8th, go to Squared Circle X. That's the letter X, not EX. SquaredCircleX.com. The Figure Collections Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1 variants of Brian Clark, a.k.a. Adam Bomb, and the Blue Meanie, a.k.a. me, are available now. All Series 1 can be ordered right now at figurecollections.com. Again, get the Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1 at figurecollections.com. The folks who have ordered them and they're starting to get them in the mail have been tagging me on social media, and they look fantastic. I have some coming my way soon. So I can't wait to get my hands on those. So go to figurescollections.com for the Bone Crushing Wrestlers Series 1. Mine comes with a regular Blue Meanie shirt and a BWO variant as well. So, reach out and get both. Shout out to my boy Jim Nelson over at glaciersofIce.com. My boy Jim made a 3 of 3 only handmade custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneaker for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair, which is amazing. If you want to see all the behind-the-scenes photos, videos, follow Jim on his social media at GOI Kicks. That's Jim on all forms of social media at GOI Kicks to see these fantastic shoes. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. I just did a few this past couple of weeks. Had an amazing time. Thank you to everybody who's been giving me 5-star reviews. That means a lot. But if you want to have me do a video for anything fun and positive, go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Oh, thank you, Blue. You are very kind. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, which I rarely use, and also Mastodon still, at This Is Goober. Yes, that's my handle. No, it's not changing. It's a brand, pal. So you can find me there and follow all the goodness there. You can also listen to my show, Foundation Radio, by going to foundationradio.net and listening to my secondary program and everything that's in the archives there. Brothers Gaddor, coming soon, is the very first Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy. They are currently in production right now, waiting for the box to show up at my home. Really excited about this. Lots of great detail. Shout out to the guys at 10th Ward Barbershop as well for helping me get the logo on their shirt. So you'll be able to pick that up at brothersgaddor.com. There's also going to be an option for you to pick up your official Mind of the Meanie 2-pack, which will feature me and Blue here. So go to brothersgaddor.com for the news that comes out. There'll be a social post on it very soon. Don't forget to check out the Wrestling Hour at Premier Streaming Network. Every week on Wednesday, my new episode drops. We just did another Sam Watches Bad Wrestling Poorly, where we watched the controversial, still to this day, finger poke of doom. It's probably my favorite episode that Sam and I have done. This me and the executive voice of the show here, Sam Krebs. I make him watch really shitty wrestling, and he comments on it without any context, and it's hilarious. So you can go there and check out all the content that I have over there right now. Sign up today for Premiere Plus at premierstreamingnetwork.com. The Feinberg Method. Use promo code Goober and save up to 20% on your full purchase. Go and train with my trainer, Brad Feinberg, for both physical and mental wellness. TheFeinbergMethod.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick yourself up a shirt for either and support the show. Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. You can support me and Meanie and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie in the Barnard home for wayward and troubled youth. Pod Squad, we thank you for your time today, for being here as always. And anyone listening right now, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip to the mind.
Blue World Order.
Of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor. Blue World Order.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.
The world of MLW Radio never stops.